Thank you so much.
This is the second Tuesday of the month. Ricardo and I usually have this meeting open to the public. It tends to be just a few people from our market center who attend. If you know anyone at all that wants to participate, even if they're not a realtor, I have a local contractor developer, as well as a gentleman who works as a financial advisor who want to learn more about the program. So we definitely envision this growing beyond just the real estate brokerage. So Ricardo and I are using this chance to really help out our communities by going to the heart and core of what we do every day, which is real estate brokerage and sales. So my name is Flamor Rama. I'm a real estate agent here at Keller Williams Atlantic Shore. Also, it's team leader of the NJ Dream Team Real Estate. And Ricardo and I, we work hand in hand on the Social Equity Task Force. Myself as part of the ALC, and Ricardo as our liaison to the region. And as soon as Ricardo brought this idea to me back in January, I automatically fell in love with it and kind of just ran with it. And it's grown beyond belief with the help of and support of our market center, as well as others like Angadir up in Toms River, Valerie Kilborn, Estina, and Ship Bottom, as well as many, many others. And to go over the program more in depth, I'll leave it to the man himself, the star of our show this evening, Mr. Ricardo Belgrave.
You can continue to add people.
Oh, okay, you want to man the laptop
right here.
Oh, from there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You want to... No, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Greatly appreciate it. My name is Ricardo Belgrave. I am a licensed realtor with Keller Williams Atlantic Shore in Southern New Jersey. I was in education for 10 years prior to my real estate career in the Atlantic City Public Schools. I'm born and raised in Atlantic City. I am a husband and father of 5 boys, and I am ecstatic about the opportunity that we are going to present to you today in terms of what we can do to help recruit, train, and mentor more minorities, African Americans specifically, into the real estate business. So we're going to get started with the slideshow. I have a slideshow presentation for you. We are going to allow for questions at the end. So if you do have any questions, please write them down, and we will be sure to get to them at the end of the presentation. I hope that everything that I present to you this afternoon opens up your eyes and any questions that you possibly had about the program, and we'll take it from there. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Please bear with me. Okay, if you could do me a favor, just thumbs up if you can still hear me. I want to make sure that sound is good. Awesome, excellent. Okay, perfect. So today I am here to present to you the Social Equity Real Estate Mentor and Career Program. As part of Keller Williams Realty's initiative through the Social Equity Task Force, whose mission it is in part to provide opportunities for African Americans and other minorities in low-income communities, we have created a program that provides these individuals with mentorship and guidance they need to enter the real estate business and have a successful real estate career. The program's mission is to help minorities who have been culturally, economically, and systematically disenfranchised create wealth through real estate. We will achieve this by providing them with the training, mentoring, and financial support they need to learn, grow, excel, and give back with a career in real estate. Here we have a short video describing the program and describing what we're doing for our program participants. So I'm going to play this video now. Hi, my name is Ricardo Belgrave, and I'm a real estate salesperson for Keller Williams Realty, Atlantic Shore in Southern New Jersey. I'm coming to you today to tell you about a program and initiative that we've started to help more minorities get into the real estate business. The program's plan is to recruit, train, coach, and mentor African Americans and other minorities from impoverished communities so that they have an opportunity to be successful in the real estate business. We've already started our first cohort program this spring, and we are in the middle of mentoring them and getting them prepared for their real estate test in May and June of this year. The program is geared towards trying to do everything that we can to prepare them in every way they need. And right now we have 9 cohorts in cohort number 1, and we're looking to spearhead a youth cohort in the summertime where we're going to have 15 to 20 youth be a part of the youth cohort to get them licensed by September. We need your help, however, to get this thing done. So if you're interested in whether it be helping to volunteer, helping financially, or you want to spearhead a program like this in your area, please reach out to us as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Estrella Wright, and I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Late last year, I reached out to Ricardo. My son expressed an interest in real estate, specifically wholesale. So Ricardo gave us an appointment, and we came and he explained to us about the social equity program that he had brewing for us, and I loved it. So fast forward, I've been in the program for about 5 weeks now, and it has changed my mindset and has allowed me to be a better parent, a better person all around. And my son is excited for the next one that's coming up in June, and I'm very happy.
Okay, so to give you an idea on the young lady that just spoke, she did reach out to me late last year because her son, actually, I taught her son in 6th grade when I was an educator, and her son is currently a senior in high school. So she said, hey, Mr. B, my son is interested in real estate. Would you mind meeting with us to discuss, kind of how he can get into the business? So I said, sure, absolutely. So I'm sitting there in the office here at Keller Williams Atlantic Shore talking to them, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. This is what we could be doing to help the community in terms of what the Social Equity Task Force is all about. So I promised her that day, I said, listen, I got an idea in mind. Just hold on for me, and I'll bring something to you early next year. Every week, I'm telling you, she messaged me on Facebook and texted me and emailed me at least once a week up until I said, finally, okay, we got it. I talked to my ALC, they approved it, and we are good to go. So she is one of our star program participants. Not only did she help ignite this idea, she's also at the top of the cohort in terms of her performance thus far. And she wants to get her son into the youth program in the summer that we have plans to initiate in June for 18 to 21-year-old recently graduating high school students. And her husband wants to do cohort number 2. So she's looking to kind of create her own family team within real estate. Their last name is Wright. So I kind of came up with the slogan, the right team for real estate. So we're really, really excited about her and her family. They're super passionate and super committed to what they've done so far. So let's meet the cohort. So this is cohort number 1, spring 2021. We have Miss Rodriguez Luna, Daniela Rodriguez Luna, who is actually a former student of mine. I taught her in 3rd grade at Texas Avenue School when I first became a substitute teacher in Atlantic City. She messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, Mr. B, I saw what you're doing about real estate. Can we meet? And here she is. Miss Parks is out of Mays Landing, New Jersey. She actually was a former, she had her license. She did, what was it? Yes, she did timeshares. She did not like the experience at all. She thought real estate was not for her, but now she said, you know what, let me try this thing again as a quote unquote real realtor. Mr. Bailey, an Atlantic City resident. He actually is a few years younger than me. We grew up together in Atlantic City. He is a father, single father. He has a son that's 5 years old. And whenever he talks about this program, he talks about how he's doing it for his son. Mr. Figueroa is out of Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. Miss Marshall was actually one of our program participants who submitted her documentation late. And I was about to not let her into the program because I was very, very, strict on the deadlines. I said, these are the deadlines. You got to submit your information. She missed one of the deadlines. So I told her no. I felt bad. I called my partner, Flamor Rama, and the giving heart that he has, he said, listen, Ricardo, if she has all the information, have her send it in by tonight. If she does so, we'll interview her. She killed the interview. She's been a phenomenal participant in the program so far, one of our rock stars, and at the top of the class. She's one of the top 3 in the class in terms of points, because each participant is required to gain a certain amount of points during the mentorship phase before they can move on to the real estate class where we actually put out money for them. That's Miss Marshall. Miss Wright, you saw her in the video and the testimony, her testimony, an Atlantic City native. Mr. Cooper is from Pleasantville, New Jersey, a young man. He's an entrepreneur at heart. He has a clothing line. He does music. He has a photographer company and everything. He's a photographer. He's super excited about everything and being a realtor as well. Miss Burgess is out of Egg Harbor Township. She's an Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey resident. She is a bilingual. She speaks both English and Spanish, and she's a graduate of Rowan University, and she's currently on disability, and she reached out to me because she didn't want to become another statistic in terms of just depending on disability to fund her lifestyle. So she said, Mr. Ricardo, I want to do this real estate. I learned a lot about it. Can you help me? And now she's one of our top ones as well. And Miss Kinlaw out of Atlantic City, New Jersey is a young up and coming star. When I first interviewed her, she was one of the first people that I met with about the program, blew the interview out the water, super articulate, super witty, super smart. She reads all the time. As a matter of fact, I think that's like her favorite hobby. She's given us a few books that we would like to read to catch up on, just different content. And these are the people who represent cohort number 1. Now, to give you an idea, just a brief idea on where they came from. So we had initially 36 recruits, all via either social media or word of mouth, who reached out to me or Mr. Rama directly about the program. Of those 36, we then invited them to a career night event discussing real estate. They then had to submit an application. They had to do a DISC assessment. They had to submit us their financial documents to prove that they financially qualify for the scholarship portion of the program. They had to do a KPA assessment. They had to do an interview. So they went through a very, very rigorous process to be selected. We had 15 interviews. Of the 15, we actually selected these 9 individuals. So when they went through the application process, they were asked to do a KPA, and through the KPA assessment, we were able to evaluate their job matches for potential positions in our organization, Keller Williams Realty. This individual in particular, as you can see on her job matches, she blew the assessment out the water. Now, when I took the KPA about 3 years ago, I thought that my assessment was good because I had about 5 or 6 90s, KW, what was it, team leader and coach and this and that. This young lady has 15 job matches in the 90s. And from what I understand from my OP, the first 100% he's ever seen on a KPA for outbound sales. Just to highlight some of the things that she scored in the 90s with: team leader, regional director, mega agent, EA ops manager, department head, coach, inbound sales, management, assistant team leader, floor manager, generic leader in general. This is what this program is all about: providing opportunities for individuals who otherwise wouldn't have it, and finding these types of quote unquote diamonds in the rough who could be a huge asset to our organization as a whole. This is just one example. She definitely scored the highest of anyone on the assessment in general, but I wanted to highlight that and share that. When I saw her KPA, it literally gave me butterflies and goosebumps. And I'm like, this is what it's all about. So far, we have had a huge amount of support from our local community. We were actually featured in the Atlantic City Press, the front page last week for the program. If you want the link to that article to read more about, what the article discussed and how we were highlighted, we will put that in the chat box so you can see it. And again, the exposure of the program aligns with exposure for Keller Williams Realty, and it also aligns with what we're doing within the community, so people can actually see it. From this article, we got a lot of outpour of support. 2 people have wrote us a check already to support the program, and I've had several individuals asking, hey, Ricardo, when's the next cohort? I would love to be a part of this. Here are some of the program events that we've had or that we have as part of the program process. These pictures you see here are from our Decision Day event. So after the cohorts are selected, they then have to say, okay, we accept the selection. And then we have an event to where they commit to the program, they sign a contract outlining all their responsibilities, outlining their commitment to the schedule, the syllabus, the content, everything. They meet the Market Center, so all of the Market Center get a chance to meet them, to embrace them, to support them. And then they also get an opportunity to meet their APs, what we call accountability partners. So here in the top right corner, you'll see Mr. Bailey with one of our mega agents, Howard Winters. He's his accountability partner. The accountability partner is basically someone we match, a KW capper, mega agent that we match with each participant to help mentor them, give them words of encouragement, and to support them throughout the program and the process. Over here at the bottom left, you'll see Miss Valerie Kilburn with her with her program participant. She's the accountability partner for Miss Aaliyah Marshall. And she's had nothing but great things to say about how Valerie's been there to support her and encourage her. The accountability partners are required to at least reach out to the cohorts once a week via text, email, Zoom call, whatever the case may be. And I'll go back, I'll go forward now. Here's some more events. So as part of the program, the mentorship phase, the cohort is required to come to the office or do it via Zoom every other week for what we call vendor events. To the far left was our first vendor event where we had a mortgage lender come in and speak to the cohorts about lending and what they would be expected to do as realtors in terms of the lending field. In addition to them getting information on what a real estate agent needs to do for these different components, we also give them an opportunity to see the other aspects of real estate besides just real estate sales. Because they may say, you know what, Ricardo, the sales thing sounds good, but I'm really liking what I'm hearing from this lending aspect. Is it possible for me to get into lending? Absolutely. If you find yourself passionate about that, most certainly. Again, providing exposure, providing opportunities for these individuals. In addition to the vendor event, we also had the Red Book donated to the cohort from Roxanne Whitaker. Thank you so much, Roxanne, for your donation. The cohorts were very excited about that and greatly appreciated those books. In the middle, you'll see two of the cohort participants who came with me at a closing. So in addition to the vendor events, we also had them shadow us on closings and showings, again, giving them a perspective, giving them real life experience on what it takes to be a real estate agent. And then to the far right, you'll see one of our vendor events where we had the title company speak to them about title and real estate, and our accountability partner for the program and leader of our fundraising committee, Ms. Valerie Kilburn, donated the One Thing book to the cohorts, and they were very, very excited. They've already started reading it, and they're ready to utilize those skills in their real estate career. Thank you very much, Valerie and Roxanne, for your donations. And this slide shows a couple of pictures of things that the cohort themselves put together. So these were events that were organically organized by the cohort. The one on the top left is what they called the Real Estate School Preparation Workshop. So on a Thursday afternoon, they gathered together to start preparing for real estate school, which they're actually in right now as we speak on their second day of real estate school. They'll finish up at 5 o'clock. But they wanted to get a head start, and they wanted to be as prepared as possible because we emphasized to them that it's not easy. The one on the right is what they call the flashcard party. So I was able to provide them with the vocabulary words from the real estate class, and they started creating their flashcards, I want to say about 3 weeks before class even began. So this is where they did a flashcard party. They came to me about the idea. I said, hey, if you get 5 of the cohorts to come together, I'll treat you guys to lunch. And you most certainly can come here to the office and do it. You'll also see this sweet little girl right here. That's Miss Marshall's daughter. She couldn't find a babysitter, so I said, hey, bring her along. Long as she's quiet, she doesn't bother anything. She was such a sweet young lady, was no problem at all. But this, again, is a testament to the commitment and dedication of these individuals. So what type of value does this program bring? Our market center, Keller Williams Atlantic Shore, when we presented the idea to them, they said, Ricardo, we love the idea. What do you need? Me and Flamora said money. They said, okay, how much? So we'll discuss the financial breakdown in a minute, but our market center said we will commit to paying for 5 individuals to go through this program, whether it be through our donation or the collaboration of our local vendors. As part of their commitment, the market center's commitment to these individuals, these are some of the things that our market center and other market centers will get from it. Added revenue, obviously, when you have more agents come on to your market center. KW cappers, I know for a fact we're going to have at least 1, if not 2 or 3 KW cappers from this cohort alone of 9. We know what that brings to the table as terms of a market center. Minority market share. Me highlighting and presenting this program to my social media has brought me more business than ever before. People love seeing what we're doing and they want to support, whether it be, hey, I love what you're doing with those individuals. I love what you're doing for the community. Come sell my house, right? Or I'm a minority. I like what you're doing. I see that you're committed to minorities. Come help me buy a house. So running this program in your market center will give you the opportunity to get a larger share of the minority market share wherever you are. Community engagement opportunities. When we spearheaded this program, the mayor of Atlantic City reached out to Flamora and I and said, hey, I heard about what you guys are doing. I want to support. So Atlantic City, the city of Atlantic City has committed to fund up to 15 participants for this program through a city and county grant that they have, as long as those individuals live in the city of Atlantic City, of which I believe 3 of our cohorts in the current group do. So the community engagement is a no-brainer in terms of if Keller Williams Atlantic Shore or Keller Williams Realty is serious, which they are, about getting more engaged into the community, this is an absolute winner all across the board. A larger minority leadership pool. So we're looking for more minorities for leadership opportunities. What better way than through this program? Once they graduate from the program, they become realtors, they become cappers, they become team leaders, they become OPs, they become regional directors, all of those things that we saw on the job matches list. This is a direct pipeline for that. Recruits for teams. If teams want to have recruits into their program, we're already discussing possibly doing a, what we call it?
Team fair.
A team fair, which all the teams who are looking for new recruits will pitch their team to the cohorts if the cohorts are interested in becoming a part of the team. That's also a value proposition for this program. Social Equity Task Force members. We've been on the Social Equity Task Force. I've been on it since last summer. It's a big commitment, time, talent, and treasure. We know burnout is a real thing. Why not utilize this program as a way to filter in new, fresh blood into the Social Equity Task Force? I know for a fact of these 9 cohorts, I've already had 4 or 5 of them who have come up to me and said, Mr. B, I want to give back because Keller Williams gave to me. What can I do? And the first thing I say is become a part of the Social Equity Task Force, become an accountability partner, become a mentor. This program can provide us with that. And obviously the marketing is a no-brainer. Social media, local newspaper. We're already connecting with the local news channels. Every time that we promote this event, Keller Williams Atlantic Shore is on the front. Keller Williams, the greater PA region, is front and center for marketing opportunities as well. So how much does it cost to run the program? These are the estimates, and some of them are concrete because we've already paid for some of them, but this is approximately what it will cost per graduate of the program. Now remember, you as a market center are not putting out any money until they are getting ready for real estate school. Everything up until that point is sweat equity and time, which is very valuable, but it's not dollars. Once the program participants or the recruits go through the application process and the mentorship process, you have a pretty good indication on if that program participant is serious. And now I'm willing to invest money into them. Real estate school will get covered through this program. The real estate exam, their fingerprints and licensing fees, their real estate dues for their local board. So for the year here in South Jersey, it's $595 to become a part of the Atlantic City, Atlantic County Board of Realtors. The cohort textbooks, we were honored and privileged to have them donated for us, but the idea is to have the program pay for them to have those, at least the red book and the one thing. And then the first 3 months of their broker dues waived through their program participation to help give them, a chance to kind of get their feet in the door, get accustomed to what it takes to be a realtor. So our market center has committed to waiving their first 3 months of dues. A total approximate cost of $1,555 per graduate. The program expansion timeline. So if your market center is interested in running this program, here is the timeline of how you can become a part of the program expansion plan. You are here already at the first interest meeting, May 11th. We will have a second interest meeting on July 13th. You're welcome to come to that meeting as well. You're welcome to invite team leaders, OPs, MCAs to that meeting to get more information on it. That will be on July 13th. Market Center incubation period will begin October 11th. That's when we will start to build the infrastructure for your market center to run this program effectively based on best practices that we've found through our initiation of this program. Expansion market centers will be selected July 11th of 2022. The expansion training will begin February 7th of 2022. What that training basically entails is hands-on training with me and Flamore on what you need to do to prepare for running the program in your market center. Each market center will ideally select a program director. That program director and or anyone else who's affiliated with the program will be allowed to go to those training sessions. you will be able to kick off your expansion on March 14th of 2022, and you will be hosting your graduations by June of next year. We actually just locked in our vendor for our graduation for the first cohort on June 30th. What's next and how can you help? You can help with this program through your time, talent, or treasure. Time. You can collaborate with us on one of the many committees that we have. If you're passionate about recruiting, you can collaborate with us as part of the recruiting committee. If you're passionate about fundraising, you can speak to Valerie about being a part of the fundraising committee. If you're passionate about the youth, we have a youth cohort committee who's working on right now spearheading the youth cohort this summer to begin. We're actually starting the recruiting process now. We're collaborating with local high schools in 4 counties, Atlantic County, Ocean County, Gloucester County, and Salem County to put forth a youth cohort this summer for recently graduated high school students. If that's your passion with the youth, you can help support us with your time in any of those committees. And we have several other committees that you can help with as well. Curriculum development is another example, helping to develop and dot the I's and cross the T's on the curriculum for the program. Talent, become an accountability partner. If you are in the top 20% of your market center, you're crushing it out there in real estate, but you want to give back in some way to this program with your talent and time, you can become an accountability partner. Another phenomenal way to get involved if you're interested in running a market center or running a program in your market center. I believe through my experience with this program so far, the best way to get involved is to become an accountability partner because you get to see the program through the lens of the program participants, as opposed through my lens or Flamore's lens or any of the other people who are running the program. And through your treasure, your donations. We are having an inaugural golf event on September 27th at the Atlantic City Country Club. We are currently looking for individuals, we're looking for vendors, we're looking for market centers, we're looking for premier sponsors who would like to donate to the event that's going to help fund the next cohorts. Again, the idea is for the program to be self-sufficient. The initial investment from the market center is all we're asking for. After that, the idea is for the program to run itself through fundraising campaigns like this golf event. Valerie Kilburn is the contact person for that event, and anything financial fundraising relevant, she'll be the one that you will contact for more information on how you can support via donating money. In terms of donating money, we do have a nonprofit organization that was created. It's called the Social Equity Career Enhancement Nonprofit. It's a way for organizations and or individuals to donate to the program and have it tax exempt. We submitted our application for 501c3 tax exemption. We're looking to probably receive the acceptance either this month or next month. But once the application is submitted, we can start receiving donations and to be tax deductible. So again, another way for the program to be self-sufficient and not dependent financially on the market center once it's up and running. Thank you very much. And now I will open up the floor for questions. If you would like, you can just chime in. You can raise your virtual hand. Totally up to you. And then I will answer any questions that you might have about the program.
Hi, Ricardo. It's Rashida. So no questions. Just shout out to you again for this amazing opportunity. I remember when you posted that picture on Facebook with the little girl with her mom, to see how, inspiration that is, being a single parent for so many years. I know what that's like for someone to have this opportunity and to be able to do a program like this. This is amazing. I know you're touching so many lives and changing so many lives. So this is truly, truly awesome. So I can't wait to learn more about it. Can't wait to bring it on to our market center or even market centers near us to be a part of something like this. But thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome. And thank you, Rashida. I really always appreciate your kind words and your encouragement. And I look forward to us doing some great things in the future with your market
Yes,
center.
definitely. And your next interest meeting, July 13th, just saying, best day ever. Best day ever.
I'm assuming that's your birthday.
Yes, it is. Best day ever.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Questions? I guess I'm assuming the presentation pretty much answered everything, so I don't have anyone asking any questions, which is a good thing, I'm assuming. Sean, you got your hand up. Sean O'Brien, I believe
Yes,
that's
sir.
ROP. Big shout out to Sean. Big shout out to Atlantic Shore for their commitment and dedication to this program. Sean, when I presented the idea at the ALC meeting, he's like, listen, he was the one who said, what do you need? I said, we said money. He said, all right, you got it. So Sean, thank you so much for everything. Really, really appreciate you.
Well, no, the ALC voted on it. They were committed. So I just wanted to give you the credit team shout out, man. You guys have done incredible things. And I hope every market center follows your lead because, when you combine, driven person like yourself, somebody that wants to help people, to genuinely help people, and the passion you have, you're literally, you're in your committee for Murray, you're changing lives. And I couldn't be more grateful and honored to have you guys in our office. And I really hope other market centers follow it to this level because you're right. It's rewarding in a selfish way because you're doing really good stuff and indirectly. And I know this isn't the reason at all, but it does bring business.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's ancillary, not even really intentionally, it just comes. And I think that's in the energy in the universe is coming back to you one and to the market center, because like you said, everybody wants to participate because it's something good. So shout outs, great stuff. I mean, I told you a million times, I'll tell you a million more. I don't think you guys have even scratched the surface of what this thing could be. And all the, the cohorts are, these beautiful people. They're just so excited and driven. And that, it's like you said, they're just giving somebody that opportunity to get to those places on that KPA. And one, I don't want to blow anybody's head up too much, but I've never seen 100. Honestly, I've never seen 100 on a KPA. Now, we understand that doesn't mean that person is going to be a regional director tomorrow, but
Exactly.
it means that their personality might be that square peg for that square hole in 3, 5, 10 years from now. But so, sometimes people don't have that opportunity to get there, and that's what your committee is doing. Great stuff. Love you guys. Great presentation.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sean.
All right. Last calls for questions.
Yeah, Ricardo, I'll second Sean's thoughts. I think it's amazing what you're doing. I think, in the regional level, we're just started, right? So I think we need to get more people. So the story, because once success and results come, like anything, you can read books all day long, but you got to implement, right? So the main thing about the program is it's just starting and we got to just keep going. And it's going to be the people, that are on this call that drive it. And it can't just be Ricardo and Atlantic Shore. It has to be 47 other market centers and leaders giving 110% to this because, like everything, man, this social equity thing, when it first happened, we had all these people plugged in and excited and not so much now, right? Not so much when we started back in May of last year. So that's the whole thing is right now we're all excited. Are we going to be excited 3 years from now? That's the question. So we need passionate leaders to drive these programs. And like I said, with people like you, I think we have a great chance to see it blossom from here on out. So great job, and whatever the region can do, we're here to help.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, John. Greatly appreciate you being here and also appreciate your support with everything.
Yes.
All right. Again, thank you very much for coming today. I know I do not take for granted your time. Oh, yes. Reginald.
Hey, Ricardo, great job. I'm excited about what you're doing there. Hey, I have a question for you. So I saw the timeline for implementing in other market centers. Maybe jumping the gun. Is there a way to shorten that timeline if someone is market centers really interested in getting that moving?
That's a conversation that we could definitely have. Absolutely. 100%. Again, making sure that the infrastructure is in place to run it effectively is most important. And we're using the model of Keller Williams as the organization. If you want to open up a market center, you got to learn what the Keller Williams values and principles and, you know, everything is about. So being able to get that information and, you know, and then run the program is definitely the goal. If a market center wants to get involved or wants to run it sooner than later, then I would say reach out to me ASAP and get on board, get on the train. The train left the station, but we got a lot of stops along the way. So you're welcome to get on anywhere you want. We're about social equity, so you will not be left out.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mr. Ricardo,
Yes, Valerie.
I would like to just say, well, how honored I am, first of all, to be involved in this. And somehow I became the fundraising director. I'm not real sure what my title is. But one of the things I just wanted to say to everyone is the impact of not only the program, but the golf event. We're trying to bring together like 130 golfers, major sponsors. The marketing is going to be incredible. Now, I had an idea, and John, I wanted to see if you could help us or anyone else on this committee. We want to have someone come and talk at the golf event about exactly what we are embracing, which is social equity and helping in our communities. And one person I thought of was, Ricardo and I talked about this, was Preston Brown, who was on, wasn't it Spring Masterminds?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if, is it on a weekend?
No,
On a
it's during the
Monday.
week.
Yeah. The only thing is I know he's a school teacher, so
Yeah.
it would just be something, you know, with that, but I'm sure, you know, if, with scheduling far in advance, it might be a chance to have him there. Yeah.
So we didn't know if you knew him personally or if anyone on this call has contacts with someone like an NFL pro ball player or a, you know, baseball, whoever that really embraces social equity and they could
Yeah.
reach out.
Valerie, Preston's the one who I brought to the region, so I could talk to him. And then John McClintock, who is the OP in Langhorne, his nephew is Trey Burton. That was part of the shuffle of the Philly, what is it called? The Philly Special. He was
special.
He was the one who threw the touchdown to so you know, I'm sure if he's in town, he didn't get signed by any team yet. So if he gets signed, then no, but if he doesn't get signed, I think we could definitely get him, or at least get some of his contacts to get someone.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And if anybody has any ideas on premier sponsors or anyone that wants to get involved, please reach out to me. This is just like Ricardo said, the train has left the station, but we're already at 100 miles an hour.
Hey, Valerie, while I'm on the phone here really quick, as far as the sponsorship, can you send us something for sponsorship opportunity or golf opportunities? Because we can send that out to everyone to try to get you the funds and the sponsors that you guys need and make sure that you have all the golfing spots filled.
Is Missy okay? I think Missy reached out to me. Is it Missy Hacker? And I'm sending her all the documentation.
Perfect.
Jerry Wells asked me about it and Matt Harnick asked me. So I can also send it to you, Samia, personally.
Thank you.
Yes, Valerie, Jim also asked, Jim from, I believe Jim's out of Wilmington, Delaware. He asked about a foursome. So we do have that information for registering for foursomes and the like. And Valerie will be the one to contact. Valerie, I can give you Jim's information. If Jim's still on the line, maybe he can put his email in the chat.
Ricardo, that video we seen, do we have access to that?
Yes, I will. I think it might, Samia, can I email it to you and then you can spread it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Send me all the information because I'll
Okay, 'cause I don't
connect
wanna
that
miss-
to Amanda and Missy and make sure they have
Well,
all the
Ricardo, I'll
flyers,
send it
all
to
the
Gary.
docs, all the videos.
I'll
Yep.
send it to Gary Keller.
Awesome. Thank you very much, John. John, I'll send it to you, and then I'll send it also to Samia, so that way she can, because I don't want to miss anybody, but absolutely, yes.
Yeah, send it to me and I'll send it to Gary and Carl and Mark King so they could see what's going on. And I'm sure I can get them to participate or look a little bit more into how they can help you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Again, thank you everyone for being here this afternoon. And I look forward to hearing from you in some way in the near future so that we can see about expanding this to the region and helping as many people as we can as possible. Thanks again for all that you do. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you,
Thanks,
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Thank you.
Thank you, your committee. Awesome.